When I got the call from Sandy, I thought she would ask to do some karate or maybe go to the beach together, but instead she asked me for help. So I dropped what I was doing and went over to her dome. As soon as I got inside, I realized she was much worse off than I thought. Sandy was always youthful and vibrant, but that day she looked completely different. It seemed like since the last time I saw her, she developed a taste for something nasty, something squirrels shouldn't have, and it aged her 20 years in a matter of weeks and turned her into a full-blown psycho. Was it blue jelly? Kelp juice? Maybe even Krabby Patties? I had no idea. All she would talk about was this thing called hibernation, but I had never heard of that in my life. Apparently, being on hibernation means running around like a crazy person, preparing for the end of the world. The first thing Sandy did was shove a rake into my hands and tell me to rake up all the leaves in her dome. Sandy kept acting like everything had to be done right that instant. Every time I dared to ask her what was going on, she flipped out on me like she never. Took an entire day of hard work to get done with everything she wanted to do, and then as soon as it was all finished, she rushed me out the door.
All right, SpongeBob, thanks for the help. Now leave and don't come back.
Don't come back? You mean never ever?
Well, just a few months until I'm done hibernating, you know.
No, Sandy, I don't. Tell me what's going on.
SpongeBob, don't make me tell you to leave again.
All right, Sandy. If that's how it is, then goodbye. She slammed the door in my face, and I walked all the way home in the dark. My whole entire day off was spent just like that. But I was even more depressed because I felt like I had lost a friend. Even if Sandy was still in Bikini Bottom, the Sandy I knew was no longer there. I had no choice but to leave her alone and hope that someday I could see the real Sandy again. Weeks passed before I tried talking to her again, but she didn't answer any of my calls. I tried calling everyone I knew, but nobody was picking up the phone, not even my good friends Patrick and Squidward. I even knocked on their doors just to be completely ignored. It was like everyone in town was and broke my way inside. When I got there, all the grass was covered in snow and it was freezing cold. I struggled to make my way through the blizzard, then climbed up her treehouse and entered her room. In the darkness, I could see some kind of creature devouring something in the corner. It looked like a large, horribly mutated version of Sandy. It was like she was injected by some kind of secret formula. She was standing on top of a puddle of what seemed to be blood, as more of it spewed everywhere. My stomach churned as I realized where all my friends had gone to, because next to Sandy was an entire pile of them. Despite being terrified, I crept up behind her and tapped her on the shoulder, saying, Sandy?
SpongeBob! I told you I was hibernating!
Ah! I ran out of there as fast as I could, jumping all the way down from the top of the treehouse and landing in the deep snow. But Sandy was right on my tail. I ran as fast as I could, but the snow slowed me down and I lost